I'm going to present here today impact of regulatory amendment on human subject on clinical research industries and stakeholders in India. As you know, today's my agenda is reason for evaluation clinical research in India, reason through regulatory amendment by CTSO, impact of amendment regulation in human subject, effect on stakeholders with these amended regulations. You know, there are a lot of the regulation has amended in India, and you have seen it. There a lot of the things has changed uh, because there are a lot of the issues they found it. Because some of the clinical trial was not conducted in a proper manner, subject safety was compromised. On based on this, I just make my this presentations. So I will just going to start what was the actual reason behind it, why they evaluate this clinical regulatory guideline. You have seen this is the medicines where the path ICMR and the some state of India like Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh was part of this clinical trial. That clinical trials related to HPA vaccine. Okay, these vaccines given to the adolescent girls aged 9 to 15, but it was recorded 7 of these girls was death because of a violation of clinical trials regulations. Means they did not perform, they did not get the they did not properly inform about the consents. So uh, because of these government has seen it duration of 2005 to 2012. There are the 2600 patients who was actually participating in India was died in clinical trial. 12,000 was suffered with a serious adverse event. So government decided to make some changes over here. Okay, uh, with this malfunction, with this bad practice, they actually want to make proper changes. That's why they stopped the all clinical trial in September 2013 and informed to CTSO. CTSO is a part of regulatory body in India. So inform to CTSO, amend your regulations in a proper manner. By this, subject safety well-being can be properly uh, protected. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight what are actually regulatory amendment by the CTSO made. March 2011, they make a 12 new drug advisory committee, and these advisory committee they are evaluate the new clinical trial protocol and approve this one. In January 2013, they make a report how to file essays, serious adverse event, and how to compensate patient who has injured or death during the clinical trial. February 2013, it became compulsory for the all ethic committee to make registered by the CTSO. March 2013, CTSO constitute an expert committee or examine committee who actual examine death report only. July 2013, they make stabilize a panel for Ranjit Rai Chaudhary panel, where they will evaluate the clinical trial and they will going to approve that clinical trial. Here, 12 new drug advisory committee has replaced with a one technical committee, which is Ranjit Rai Chaudhary panel committee. And in November 2013, DCGI informed that now the audio visual consenting of each clinical trial subject need required. In July 2014, there are a lot of the changes, means that include site clinical trial compensation for the injury and death patient. Come on, these new regulations has come on scenario, and they inform that number of the clinical trial conducted by the principal investigators should not more than 3. Okay, and they want how we are doing the drug trial. They actually want same thing with the medical device trial as well, and they also require filing application to market new chemical entity in should be in India. Okay, and July 2014, the last thing, ancillary care for the clinical trial subject. Actually, this type of care for those patients who is in the trial but they have some issues, they have some, they feel some illness. So that clinical trial or principal investigator in their hospital, they need to be care those issues or their illness of patient. Anyhow, they need to protect and save their patient. In December 2014, SA compensation, SA reporting timeline has improved. July 2015, AV consenting has changed. Previously, each and every patient need to give AV consenting, audio visual consenting. Now it is only for the vulnerable subject, not for the all patient. Okay, and anti-leprosy and anti-HIV patient, they require only an audio consenting. Video consenting is not required. Few last amendment that made in latest August 2016. No need for the NOC from DCGI for recruiting new sites or for recruiting new investigator. Previously, they need to notify ethics committee and require a NOC for same, but now it is not compulsory. Okay, previously it was there, if you're having a 50-bed hospital, then you can conduct a clinical trial, but this condition also removed. Okay, and that restriction, one investigator conducted 3 clinical trial, also removed. Means by this scenario, because of the previous issue, our regulatory authority try to make that comfortable scenario for the sponsor, for CRO, so they can conduct clinical trial India very properly, very good manner, without any issues or problem. So these regulations literally help a lot for this. Okay, how this regulatory authority help to human subject? Previously, even though most of the company, most of the CRO really was, they are doing a good practice, but there are some malfunctioning in some trial. It's become very difficult, to protect that clinical subject in those trial. So by this amendment, by these regulations, we can say now our strong regulations can protect right, safety and well-being of the trial subject. Subject will understand about the informed consent in their language, and he will take decision to want to participate in clinical trial or not. So these recent regulatory amendment give a better and positive impression for sponsor, for clinical subject, for investigator as well. So everybody, every single person understand their responsibilities and act accordingly. Okay, so how this amendment regulation effect on stakeholder? Previously, when the amendment has come, suddenly in 2013 market was down, and CDSO, our regulatory authority, DCGI, not going to permit any clinical trial. This is a very negative impression on a stakeholder. Stakeholder means sponsor, uh, and at that time, most of the companies want to close their clinical research center in India, like Quintile. In September 2013, Quintile decide they want to close their research center from Hyderabad, and all of these companies want to move China, Turkey, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore for conducting their clinical trial. They want to avoid India because of hard regulations, because the regulation was not clear. Definitely, the regulation was making out that time. It was not fully designed, it was in process. You can see here the graph. 2010 India was boom with clinical trial, but 2013 it becomes so down. Okay, continuation of it, this there's a lot of the confusion in sense, for the sponsor side, because guideline was not properly mentioned, it was not properly informed, like how they will calculate the compensation of the patient, how they will provide necessary supplies to the patients, and audio video consenting for the each trial subject, and one investigator restricted for 3 clinical trials, and 50 bedded hospital. These are the regulations making a negative impression previously, I will say, just before 2015. But now onward in 2016, the fundamental, the things are very clear right now. I have taken a feedback from lot of the person. In 2013, 2014, I get a lot of the negative feedback, but December 2014 onwards, when the SA regulation has come on scenario, the things has improved slowly. Now I can say it's November 2016, the things has very improved. Now every sponsor want to be a part of clinical trial in India. Okay, so how I will see the growth of clinical research industries in India. The update guidelines for of conducting a clinical trial in India is steadily improving. DCGI, a regulatory authority in India, is committed to amend and upgrade the policy to increase clinical research in India. Now, the recent regulatory amendment gives fresh breath of air to the clinical research industry, which was gripped by ethical issues and non-transparency before. Now it is not here. Everybody is taking a fresh breath of air. Okay, most of the issues has resolved in past few years. Also the successful of to cover the loopholes in our regulations in 2013 2014. There are a lot of the loophole, but slowly it has improved now. That make India a trial patient friendly global destination for investigator, for other stakeholder as well. Other stakeholder, I say, investigator, CRO, SMO, who actually involved in a clinical trial process. Indian Regulation Authority have quite aggressive working towards all front of protect for human subject or optimize of approval timeline, other things to make clinical trial more effective and authenticated. Indian clinical research industries will boom up again with implementation of regulatory amendment by CTSO. It is an expert opinion. It's really an expert opinion. There are a lot of the CRO, lot of the SMOs and sponsor as well. Sorry, they literally forecasting it in 2013. In 2010 our industries boom up in India, but now in 2016 onward it will boom up again because our regulatory is more harder, even for harder in sense patient safety, patient care. That's why the patient getting the full information about the consent, patient can get their right, patient protected well for a clinical trial. Patient are not an a guinea pig, they are a human being, we need to respect of it. If you are conducting a clinical trial, you need to follow their regulations, their protocol. If you find anything very negative or any serious adverse event, just please stop it. You need to take care about the patient, that is must compulsory. Okay, so in India now all regulation has very much improved, very much in a good manner. So every sponsor all well aware about these updations and they really want to come in India. This is my whole research which I have done last 2 years. That's all. Thank you so much. I give my all.